This seminar is brought to you by Spiderwire.
I'm Captain George Gods, host of Real Time Florida Sportsman, and this week's seminar, I'm going to give you a quick and easy tip on how to spool your reel with braid. I change the line on my reel often, and I found this is an effective way to pack that braid on there tightly onto the reel, and I can do this by myself, just in the driveway. It's no problem at all to do. And what I've done is I get a 5-gallon bucket of water, I put some water in it, and what I use is a screwdriver that's just big enough to go across the bucket. I put the line, the spool on the screwdriver, and what I like to do is just set this down into the water. Now this is half in the water, and what this is going to do is just going to moisten that line when it's coming off, and it actually kind of keeps that spool, spinning not too quick as well, and it's going to moisten that line and allow me to pack it on the reel effectively. So I go ahead and I put that line through all my guides. And these new pens actually have braid ready spools that keep the braid from spinning on the spool. But I use a cinch knot, and I'm going to show you what I do. I'm just going to tie a cinch knot beforehand, just like a simple clinch knot, 4 or 5 turn clinch knot. I come tight to it. I make sure it's nice and snug so it's not going to slip. I want to go ahead and trim that tail now because I won't be able to get to it once it's on the reel. And what I'd like to do is I go ahead and I put that on to the spool. I double it over a couple times. Once, twice, 3 times there. And with that cinch knot, I just go ahead and pull that braid down. Nice and tight on there. No chance of slipping. Even if this was not a braid ready spool, when you wrap that around 3 or 4 times, 2 or 3 times, it's going to prevent that braid from spinning on the spool. So now all I'm going to do is just go ahead and hold this line and start reeling it on the spool. Now this is going to go on nice and tight. It's packed wet, so it's going to lay well. And the nice thing about that line being in that bucket, it doesn't overrun. A lot of times if you try to do this with it just sitting in a bucket or somebody holding on to it, you get overruns. That water keeps enough tension on it, prevents it from overrunning. And it actually gives it enough tension that I don't even need to hold that line if I don't want to. These Spinfisher V's have a little indicator where you know that you're full. So you're just gonna fill this thing up until you get to that black line. That's it, I've reached the black line. I'm all done. So that's it. That's my fast and effective way to spool my reels with braid. Give it a try next time you need to put some line on your reels.